I've never seen so many bodies in my life. I was working security at a popular nightclub in New York City. It was my first night, and I was partnered with this old, grizzled detective. We were working the door. It was one of those nights where you just get a bad feeling about the place. And then we started getting these reports of a man down in the basement. We go check it out, and we find this guy face down on the floor. I turn him over, and I'm like, yo, this guy's dead. Then we hear gunshots. The detective and I look at each other, and he says, run. We start running towards the sound of the gunshots, and we see this guy with a duffel bag over his shoulder. He's got blood all over his clothes. I can see the fear in his eyes. He's holding a gun. And as he's running away from us, he turns around and he looks at me and he goes, "You'll find the rest of them in the subway." And then he jumps onto the tracks and he disappears. What the hell does this guy mean? Where are the rest of them? Are they still alive? What's happening? This is a true horror story that's taking place in New York City. Part 2. The first part took place in 1964. A young woman was found dead in her apartment. She had been stabbed multiple times, but it wasn't just her killer who was to blame. After her death, strange things started happening in the apartment. People would report seeing the ghost of the woman standing in the window, and then they would hear the sound of footsteps and doors opening and closing. One day, a new tenant moved into the apartment above the woman's. And wouldn't you know it, the ghost began haunting him too. He started having nightmares about the woman being stabbed in the exact spot where she was found. And then one night he woke up to the sound of his door creaking open. When he turned the light on, he saw the shadow of a woman standing in the doorway. As he approached the door, the shadow moved, and he could have sworn he heard the echo of footsteps. To be continued. This is one of the most horrific stories I've ever heard. In New York City, there was a series of children going missing. Their parents would report them missing, and the police would find their bodies in the river, all of them drowned. But there was something strange about each of these cases. Each child had been playing by themselves, and the last place they were seen was on surveillance footage. The footage would always show the child looking directly at the camera. Then when the police would arrive at the scene, they would find out that the parents were not actually the child's parents. They had no connection to the child whatsoever. And then the most recent case, the police found a woman's body in the river. She had drowned, but she was pregnant. And as the police were investigating, they found out that there were no missing persons reports for this woman. It was almost as if she had vanished into thin air. If you ask me, it's creepy how these children just up and disappeared, never to be seen again.